So it's summertime in the UK. It's about 30 degrees and I'm out on one of my daily walks. This is probably going to be a really big problem, all of the cars driving past, okay? But in this single video, I want to tell you guys how learning one skill, mastering one specific skill in, I guess, one specific industry, but it applies to every single industry that you can imagine. Learning one skill as a teenager, a 19-year-old, changed my life and made me a 6-figure business owner. In 2024, I decided, okay, to pick up a skill. And I decided to pick up a skill that was something that, honestly, the whole world revolves around, okay? And you know, when you think of it and when you're actually like listening to this video, I want you to internalize this. Like this whole life we live and every single thing that we do in life, it all revolves around selling. In 2024, I decided to pick up a skill called high ticket appointment setting. I became an appointment setter, okay? I bought my first ever coaching program called the Alpha Setters. And I embarked into a journey that honestly shaped me into the man that is walking here right now and making you this video, okay? And now, you know, a little bit about me back then when I first started my sales journey and when I first started in 2024, I was nowhere near a shell of a person that I was now, okay? I was always, you know, the funny and the loud kid in school. But I was one of those kids where I didn't actually have anything going for me. Okay, back then I was pretty ugly. I didn't really go to the gym. I wasn't intelligent, like I didn't get good grades in school. So, you know, I couldn't actually go to like a really good uni and figure out what I wanted to do after, you know, years of degenerate party. And I could get into any uni, but you know, in the UK, it really does matter what kind of uni you go to, and you want to go to a good one because that's where all the fun happens. And that's what actually enables you to get the good, a good job. So I couldn't go to uni and I found myself pretty gridlocked, okay? I went and got a degree apprenticeship, working in London, working for, you know, a huge company that I hated working under, okay? But me learning sales and me picking up a skill like sales and like appointment setting is what changed my life, because when it comes down to sales is one of those things where there is no barrier to entry. Okay, sales isn't like one of these other online side hustles, like crypto, like drop shipping, like SMMA, or like starting an agency that, you know, if you're a teenager and you've grown up with a phone, you've seen, you know, flagged up all around you, and that you've seen, you know, taped up in front of your face every single day, and that you're kind of brainwashed to get into. Sales isn't like one of those things where you need to, you know, have £10,000 in the bank ready to, you know, actually start it. Sales is the only thing, or one of the only things in the online space or in any space that you can imagine, where all you really need to become successful is yourself, a mission and like a goal, and work ethic. And something like that, you know, for a 19-year-old kid that had nothing going for him, all he had was, you know, his humor and, you know, his jokes, something like that was perfect for me. Sales was perfect for me because when I got into sales, I had no idea of what I wanted to do. I had no idea of how I was going to, you know, become successful, but I knew I wanted to be successful. I had no idea of, you know, how I was going to make it. And I had no idea of exactly what I needed to do in order to become successful. But I knew that in order for me to actually get to, you know, the lifestyle that I wanted to live, and in order for me to actually become the person that I needed to become the person worthy of those things. And that is what sales taught me, okay? I initially started in high ticket sales, appointment setting, okay? I did that for, and I say I did that, to be honest, I still do that for myself. and I still help other people do that every single day. Okay, I started off in high ticket appointment setting. Okay, and then I was able to pivot to, you know, phone setting. Okay, so this is like dialing online, SDRing. Okay, and throughout there I was making about 2 to 3 to 4 to grand per month. Okay, and then I also transitioned to closing. Now closing is something that I was able to use to, you know, still make about 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 grand per month, but throughout like a hybrid of both. I was able to scale at my peakest month in, you know, high ticket sales. I was able to scale just as a sales rep to 10K plus per month, okay, coming from a kid that knew nothing about business, a kid that had no real skills, a kid that, you know, didn't, you know, wasn't intelligent at school, okay, didn't have a lot going for him. I was able to focus in and hone in on one thing and actually take control of my life. And that therefore got me to the point now where I'm 20 years old. Okay, I'm a 6-figure business owner through sales and appointment setting. Okay, I teach countless of students when it comes down to sales, and I build countless of businesses and sales teams when it comes to, you know, just when it comes running down their sales operation. And really and truly, all of this is after just a year and a half of learning a skill, a year and a half of really focusing in on something, okay, seeing an opportunity in the market like appointment setting and high ticket sales was and still is, and just going all in, cutting out all distractions. And that's why I'll wholeheartedly say sales is the one thing that changed my life, because it's still changing my life and it's still changing tons of countless of people around me's life, okay? Sales is one of those things where I understood the importance of it so much as to, after building a 6-figure business and after building a 6-figure income based on sales, me and my coach, me and one of my best friends, Temi Lowry, decided we are going to go back into sales. At the beginning of 2025, we went back into sales for the past 6 months, and we've been knocking doors. We've been doing door-to-door sales, all because, okay, we're gonna build our own sales office as well, but because we understood the importance that sales had. Sales is one of those things where genuinely, right, it doesn't discriminate, okay? You can be rich and you can have all the money in the world. Your life is still going to be enhanced through sales. Sales is something where if you don't have a lot going for you, okay, if you don't have, you know, an abundance of skills, and if you don't have an abundance of actual resources yourself personally to like leverage before getting into something, sales doesn't care. Sales doesn't care because you're paid on your results. You're paid on the money you generate as a salesperson, and you're paid on the value that you bring to the world and that you bring to your clients. This is why sales, and this is why, to me, sales is one of those things where it's the biggest opportunity that any single young person could have now, because AI can't replace sales. Okay, no matter what type of format it is, AI and a robot is never going to be able to replicate the human interaction of selling someone to something, and the human interaction of allowing other people to feel another human's energy and them wanting to buy a product, okay? Sales is one of those things where right now and forever, up until, you know, the end of time, it's always going to be open for people to take action and take advantage of. It's just a matter of you watching this video right now. How long is it going to take you to take action and to figure out that this is a gleaming opportunity in front of this? And how long is it going to take you to grasp that by, you know, the hinges, or, you know, to just grasp that with 2 hands? I can't say, you know, I can't use my other hand because I'm recording this video, but how long is it going to take you to grab that opportunity with 2 hands and claim that and make that yours and scale to the top of it? Okay, because life as young men, it's so competitive, okay? As the more and more days go past, I have countless of people messaging me after seeing me on Instagram, after seeing me on TikTok. The more and more the days go past, the more and more people that are going to want to start making money. And the more and more people are going to realize, oh shit, sales is right there. Sales is Sales is the best opportunity I can take. I'm going back this way because of the road. Okay, but the more and more people are going to realize that the crazy opportunity that there is with sales, and the harder that it is going to become for the average person like I was back then, to take action, to take advantage of what sales is, and actually progress their life, move forward, and actually make something out of their life, out of nothing. Sales is the path of the free man. And that is why now one of my main purposes is not only bettering every single person and every single one of my clients that I possibly can, but showing people online and showing people in whatever I do, all of the content I post, showing people the opportunity that there is there for, to be had and to be, taken grasp of through learning a skill, through learning sales, through focusing all of their attention and getting really good at something and making themselves as valuable as possible. If you're watching this video right now, okay, I'm going to be having tons of content, tons of appointments and tons of closing content coming out, to help you guys, give you guys all the free value possible. Okay, I've got tons of free guides on on my other B2B YouTube that I actually create for business owners. Okay, I've got tons of free value on there that I'm going to be able to post on here. Okay, and I'm also always available. Okay, and I'm always able to point people in the right direction for when it comes down to getting good at sales. Not only through me being, good at sales and me being able to master sales at such a young age, but also the people around me that I've been able to uplift, being able to master sales as well. Okay, so like this video, okay, subscribe, as I'm going to be having tons of sales content going out here. But if there's anything you take from this video, is that you can wholeheartedly change your life through one thing. It doesn't matter what that one thing is. The one thing for me was sales, but whatever it is that you feel strongly about, whatever it is that you feel good at or that you enjoy the most, if you look in on that one thing, okay, and if you make it your mission to get good at that, you work at that for a long enough period of time, your life will change drastically, exactly how sales and appointment setting changed my life. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay safe, stay beautiful, and I love you all.